And this is Kevin.
Kevin, hello, how are you?
So, now I have an understanding of what Walan Miya. I'm not sure if that's the correct pronunciation.
Walan Miya.
Walan Miya.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'll let you describe it.
Also, Walan Miya is one of our registered training organisations. It's an Indigenous vocational training.
Yep.
And we also have Fusion Training Solutions, which is our other registered RTO.
Now, you've been going in the Valley for a couple of years now?
Yeah, we have. Yeah,
Yep.
so our 3 directors, they all live in the down this way. I'm only really new to the team.
And you got chucked in. Oh my goodness, look at you.
I'm new to the team too.
Yeah.
It's all right. I know one of your directors. He used to be very senior in council, I think, as well. So there's been a lot of knowledge down here. I mean, you're really focusing, in a sense. We were just talking to the people from TAFE. You're offering very similar services, both for non-Indigenous, but to focus on the Indigenous. That's actually a really unique offering you've got down here, isn't it? What was the reason for starting Walan Miya in the first place?
Well, one of our directors is actually Indigenous, so we thought it would be appropriate to create an RTO that is an Indigenous RTO.
Indigenous RTO, yes.
And we've actually worked really closely with a lot of Indigenous communities up and down the coast. Prime example is we've just signed Cert 3 in Indigenous land management for Bateman's Bay Land Council for their rangers to go work out in the country.
Yeah, amazing. Andrew, you were going to say...
And we've just...
No, you're Andrew and you're...
Kevin.
Just call me Big Kev, I'm excited.
Big Kev's excited, everybody.
I'm excited, everybody.
All right.
So we've just finished traffic control training as well, so that's within our scope to deliver. We've actually got quite a broad scope, so we do... if we look at the 2 training organisations, our one up in the Illawarra is focused on construction and civil pathways and pre-employment and that kind of thing.
Because there is a lot of infrastructure construction happening between the coasts. If the Princess Highway is being upgraded.
It's being upgraded.
Forever.
I think it's being duplicated.
Yeah.
We won't see it in our lifetime.
No,
but
well, we've seen a lot in our lifetime, so that's a huge construction project happening there. Yeah.
Absolutely. So,
but that's up, and so there's more. What's the focus down this end of the coast?
Yeah, so we've done a lot of chainsaw courses. So we ran a Chicks with Chainsaw course out of Eden.
I've always wanted to learn how to use a chainsaw.
Yes. So 52 women got their UOCs.
Oh, well, what's a UOC?
Unit of competency.
All right. Yep.
And we've also partnered up with Campbell Page and the Eden Access Centre to run our Eden Hospitality Hub.
Yep.
School set. And we've also got a certificate 2 in landscaping running out of the Sapphire Coast Turf Club.
Okay, yeah.
Which is starting
So
up
there's a lot
next
of
month.
links with employers as well.
yes.
Correct.
It's all about job outcomes, and it's all about trying to get our youth into employment. And so we're quite community focused. We've worked with Eden Marine High School. We work with Eurobadalla Job Shop.
Yep.
So we're just about to embark on the Mogo Trails, isn't it?
Yes, yep. The
The
bike trails.
Tell you what,
Yes.
if you're a mountain biker like I am and like Nigel is, tell you what, you don't need to go very far at all.
No. How lucky are we?
Mogo, Threadbow, Naruma's got some, TAFE has got some, we've got some in Merimbula, Eden. This is going to be a mountain biking mecca in this area.
Yep.
It really
100%.
will. But let's go back to the Indigenous side of things, because there everywhere around Australia there's significant Indigenous history, but particularly in the southeast. Why was there a need for a registered training organisation that really focused on the Indigenous youth?
So I think, look, our director Lucas, who is Indigenous, he's kind of seen a need. And I guess part of that need is the way that we deal with our Indigenous community, and that's respect and trust. There's a whole bunch of things that go with that, and he felt that we would be well placed to be able to broker those relationships and deliver good outcomes. And we've embarked on that journey, and it's been a good journey, I must say.
What's been the response from the local Indigenous groups?
Oh, it's been wonderful.
Yeah.
It has been wonderful, and I think one of the things that I've been with the business now for a couple of months, so I'm brand new to it, and one of the things that's kind of been pressed on me is there's a lot around respect and the trust, you know, that value trust relationship and that kind of thing. And I think because we have been fairly sensitive to the specific needs and things like that, our Indigenous colleagues have kind of warmed to the training that we run, and it's just we've had some really positive feedback, which has been great.
What are the main barriers you're finding in terms of encouraging people into education and training? What do people find hard about it, you know, when you actually do hook in with people?
Look, I think firstly publicity. It's getting out there and letting people know that we're here. And once people realise that there are funded programs that they can participate in, those barriers start breaking down. And I think
So for a start, they think, I can't go and get a qualification because it's going to cost me money.
it's going to cost me an arm and a leg,
and I can't afford it.
And I can't afford it. And what we try to do is we try to run through, you know, smart and skilled and skilling for recovery programs and things like that that are
So there's a lot of government funding around.
There is a lot of government funding.
Yep.
Like, you know, obviously we have to be very careful about the utilisation of that. And there are some constraints and strictures around the way that we use it, but we are able to deliver that kind of those funded programs. And once people know about that, the barrier, like I said, the barriers break down pretty quickly.
Sometimes it can be hard though, and I was talking to the people from TAFE about, you know, and if you look at some of the traditional challenges that Indigenous people face, it might be about literacy, for example. It might be about nobody in their family has actually done a higher qualification, or, you know, often not even finished high school. So how do you know, what are some of your success stories about overcoming some of those things?
I think, look, more broadly, you know, we deal, Indigenous is one cohort, obviously, that we deal with, but we're also dealing a lot with youth. And, you know, I think there can be a bit of disengaged youth around the place. So we work really closely through skills brokers and, you know, the local schools and things like that. And so we develop partnerships. It's not just about us, you know. And in fact, one of the skills brokers made a really good comment. And the training is the training, right? But it's that support network that goes with the training. How do you support that cohort? And, you know, if it's about job outcomes and things like that, how do we create the pathways in the community to make sure that once the training's been executed, there is a pathway forward?
Because that's all. Every step of that is a confidence builder, isn't it? For people in the system.
100%.
Getting them through the door. That's the first confidence builder. Giving them the support to do that first course, and then getting them through the door for
the next
a job.
And the next bit, and it's all, you're right, it's all incremental, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you build up that confidence to a point where it's like, oh yeah, you know, the world's my oyster.
Have you got a story to tell us? Because I've got my next victim lined up. But what's a
I haven't.
What's a great story about somebody who's gone through and is now in work and
Yeah, sure. The Eden Hospitality Hub we ran last year, we did 8 students and 3 of them came out with full-time jobs.
Wow.
Yeah.
In Eden, in Bega Valley?
Yep.
In Eden.
Yep.
And what age are they?
They were youth, so I think they were 17, 18 and 19. I might be wrong on the 19 one.
And when they got that job, give us an idea of how they reacted to that.
Oh, they were very overwhelmed. They were excited because obviously they just finished the qualification, and it led them to a job.
Yeah, and so they're on their way.
They're on
That's
their
big thing. Yeah,
They're on their way.
which is great.
It is.
So lots of great stories. Thank you to the gentleman from Fusion Training Solutions and Walan Miya.
Yeah. Thank you for having us.
Together.
Yes.
Thank you
And
so
for
much.
Big Kev, he's excited.
I'm excited, everybody. Come back in the picture.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.